From NBC News Decision Desk poll, Steve Kornacki says they asked Gen Z adults 18 to 29 what they consider important to a successful life. The combination of gender and politics produced two very different set of priorities. Men who voted for Trump, their number one definition of success, having children. That is correct. That's the correct answer. Women who voted for Harris, their number one, 51%, is fulfilling job and career. The lowest, having children. Wow. Women who voted for Harris do not believe having children makes you successful, and that is disgusting. Now, to be fair, women who voted for Trump, also a low priority. For women who voted for Trump, number one was financial independence, then fulfilling job, then own home, then being grounded spiritually, then having money to do the things you want to do, and then having children.
Yeah.
Wild. Now, liberal men who voted for Harris, having children, not the bottom, but only 9% considered to be indicative of success. So Gen Z is cooked.
Yep.
Gen Alpha is already half of Gen Z, and Gen Z doesn't want to have kids, and millennials didn't have kids. So Gen Alpha at 40 million. I'm willing to bet, I think they're calling it Generation Bravo because nobody wants to be called Generation Beta. Bravo is going to be 13 million.
Yeah.
Probably not. It probably should be like 27 million. But we're over.
Yeah.
I watched this video where they said, it was like a mini doc thing. No civilization has ever recovered in the history of humanity from 1.3% or less fertility.
Well, the good news is there will be artificial womb factories, and they'll be filled with 30,000 artificial wombs that they're developing right now. So if you do want kids, you can put it in a robot.
You know, my bet is that the future is trending towards the people will say, we don't want to have kids, but we need to have kids. Yep. So they will vote for the government to create human growth facilities where humans will be cloned in artificial wombs.
Just like Bill Gates is making butter out of thin air now. He's going to do it with kids.
Oh man, I saw that.
Disgusting.
They literally fuse hydrogen and carbons to make fake butter.
Yeah.
And then they put salt in it.
They make them eat it. The news reporters eat it on air and pretend like it tastes good.
Swirl in the drain.
Bill Gates fake butter.
I saw a study about a week or so ago, and it said the variable that actually correlates most to women being happy is being married. And so, like, what we're seeing out of this is that women are being culturally taught to do the opposite and want the opposite of what is actually in their best interest. And I'm not going to tell any woman what she should or should not do, or any other man. That this is for every person to make up. But culturally, we have a big problem, and the wrong signals are being sent to women. And I've got a daughter. I'm going to make sure that a big part of her life is understanding that having children is the most fulfilling aspect of being an adult, and getting married is the most important thing of being an adult, because you're hanging out with your best friend all the time. And women aren't taught that now.
I think we should be telling them that.
I know.
Like we should be instilling it in them all the time, like how important that is, and having that anchor at home through the chaos of the world.
Yeah, I tapped the circle. I tapped my schizophrenic historian friend when the story broke, and I was like, has there ever been a moment in human history where men wanted kids more than women did? And he's like, no, this is unprecedented. This is the first time in human history where men want families and kids more than women.
Well, you know what's going to happen once we have designer babies? There will never be a woman again. I think women will fall to like 10% of the population. And the reason is there's two narratives. The right's probably not going to do this. So if we actually go into artificial womb future, I actually think the future that's more likely to happen is liberals just end up eradicating themselves through not reproducing. Yeah. Conservatives have lots of babies. In the event liberals' worldview wins out, nobody has babies, and they go to artificial wombs, liberals are going to say this to each other. They're going to go, but because of the patriarchy, we don't want to have a baby who's going to have an unfair disadvantage, so we should just have a boy. They're better off. If they're choosing traits, they're going to choose guys.
That's what Orchid's doing right now. It's one of the bigger IVF eugenicist type companies.
They're just picking boys.
I don't know if they're picking boys, but they are. You can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, look at
China.
Exactly.
When it came down to it, and like you'd have one kid, they were like abort the women, the girls.
You can whittle it down to whatever you want.
To this day, they're 55% male as a country.
Well, who needs women when Elon's making all that anime porn?
True.
Hey, nationally, strip clubs are going out of business. Around here, There are a bunch of places where it'll be like, I'm not going to call any of them out specifically, but it'll be like so-and-so's and there's a big white bar and this is club. And you're like, I know what word was under that big ball, like that big white slab you put on the sign. And you go in, and I already did mention one, Images. We used to you drive past it on 340 when you're out in West Virginia, and we always drove past it. That's a strip club. Like, none of us want to go there. Until Richie Jackson one day texted us saying, hey, I'm at Images. It's not a strip club. And we were all like, Richie, were you looking for a strip club? No, it's just a bar. And it's great. They got wings and food, and it's really nice, actually. But the stage has mirrors. And so we went there and did karaoke, and it was awesome. And the karaoke guys were up there, and everyone was singing. Everybody was in their late 40s and 50s. And the stage where we sang karaoke has mirrors on it for obvious reasons. Old people don't care as much about going to the strip club, I guess. There's not enough young people, and the boobs are free online. Strip clubs are gone.
Yeah.
And also, no one has cash anymore. No one has dollar bills to give.
Oh, yeah.
They don't
So
take Apple Pay.
now the strip club, the women are wearing square readers.
Yeah, exactly.
You tap your card, and then you got to tap the 5, and then ask you for a tip.
Yeah.
And you're like, tip? I just gave you money.
That's what the tip is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
What's it called?
Tap.
It's called end tipping. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Where like literally everything asks for a tip now, no matter where you go.
Dude, everywhere.
It's like I'm at the grocery store and they're like, "We want to give me a tip," and I'm like,
Walgreens, Petco, everyone wants a tip.
the casino is my favorite because the cashiers have tip jars. I always tip the cashiers because I try to be nice to everybody and they know me there. But I do that. I do find it fascinating that you tip your dealer, you tip your server. When you win a slot machine, you tip the lady who comes to the slot machine to cash you out. And then when you go to the cashier to get your money back, you got to tip the cashier too.
And you can Venmo the Treasury now.
What?
If you want to help take care of the debt.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
story, or whoever, the IRS will take a Venmo as well.
Yeah, Trump should if he throws out a banger Truth Social, you should throw a little tip in there. It's like, that was good.
Yeah.
Dude, it is. My theory on why women don't want to have kids is because they're more socially oriented. And so society says, be a girl boss. So when they're asked, they don't want to be ostracized. They want to fit in. So when they're asked, what do you want? They go, to be a girl boss. And then look around. I think they're lying in those surveys. I think they actually want kids. I think they're lying about not wanting kids.
Yes. I think
they're denying nature. It's,
As I'll defer to Shane. You have more kids than I
do.
And for longer. But when we go walk around, I've said it before, women act to my baby like people act to celebrities.
Yeah.
Like we're walking down the street and women are like, oh my God, I want to see your baby. Can I see your baby? And I was in an elevator and some old lady goes, let me see your baby. And she like leans over and I'm like, women love babies.
just walking by him on the street.
But yeah,
you got the baby in the stroller.
Well, it's like, but like women just by nature, like they have to be led. So it's like as a society, until you prioritize children and say, no, this is what we need to be doing, they're never going to actually decide to have children, even if they desperately want them. And they'll just keep lying to surveys. Like I was with men, I mean, everyone's really hammering on the women for their responses in the study. And it's like, yes, as you should. But even with the men, it's not great that the number one thing they're prioritizing is getting married and having kids, because that is really great, but that should come naturally. That should be naturally happening to men. That shouldn't be a goal. That should be something that happens. So that just shows you how fundamentally broken society is. That's like the man's most lofty goal is getting married. And
It's a goal because it's like unattainable.
Exactly.
That's
So
so
it's
scary.
like, that's also a really terrifying thing. And I think to a degree, men are just looking for stability. And they're like, okay, well, I know a family is going to provide stability, because they can't find stability anywhere else in society, because they're getting the rug pulled out from under them all the time.
Liberals are going to buy Neuralink Alpha. Elon's going to come out and he's going to be like, I have the Neuralink chip and it doesn't really work that well and it could melt your brain. And then all Gen Z is going to be like, I'll take 10.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to be like, well, it's got a 93% chance of killing. Don't care. Just plug it in. And if it works, let's go.
Yeah, everyone's going to take the buyout. Well, half
The
of it.
buyout.
Buyout. Oh, yeah. Like, look at what we're facing. And then it's like there's like the goon machine. Yeah, people they're going to take the buyout. There's no question about it.
Goon machine.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, but what I think is going to happen is this is funny because there's the meme where women are like, men only want one thing. And it's just because I'd be willing to bet large sums of money that if Elon Musk did come out with a Neuralink device and said, harem simulator or Noble Knight Dragon Warrior Quest, they'd choose Noble Knight Dragon Warrior Quest. And I mean that somewhat facetiously. If he said, in this version, you will be a leader respected by your peers, accomplishing great things, and you will go on great missions and great quests and seek adventure. and you will eventually find love. This one, you'll be in a room with dozens of naked women who will do whatever you say. Most guys are going to choose the adventure quest, success, and goal stuff.
That's already present at a micro level because men know, like the data is out, the cat's out of the bag, that pornography does destroy your willpower and that sort of thing. So men are making that decision every day already. They're choosing to watch pornography.
I agree with those stats, but I don't think that's why men would ultimately choose the ultimate quest. I think this is why, while porn is a massive industry, AAA games tend to be straightforward, adventure, mission-oriented, and we don't see the $3 billion release being Harem Quest. Those games exist. Guys do buy them. But I think, like, your average guy probably looks at porn or something, but the games they play are not solely focused on those things. Guys get dopamine releases when they feel like they've reached level 2. It's the origin of video games. It's the origin of sports. When they feel like they've upped their stats, when they've broken a new record, they get a massive dopamine release. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where they'd actually go. And like young women will be like, but guys only want sex. I actually think women care more about sex than guys do. But I'll put it this way. If you were to zoom out to outer space like an alien, you'd probably find out that men and women care about sex basically the same. However, when you zoom in, women think guys who are always like looking at naughty magazines or whatever are obsessed with sex. But there's an inversion of this. In a guy's day-to-day life, they care about finding the end of that tunnel, solving the maze, defeating the dragon. And women gossip with each other about men. So it's pretty equal. Men and women were humans, so they're all basically the same, but it's macro versus micro. Guys passively will be like, yeah, sometimes I'll do this. Whereas women are, earmuffs for your kids. Do you guys know about this new best-selling novel, the Minotaurs thing?
Oh yeah,
You've seen it. You've seen it.
Pop culture.
I'm in.
What is it called? Milking Farm Minotaur something?
Yeah, something like that.
One of the best.
Degeneracy, Tim. It's called degeneracy.
So you remember 50 Shades of Grey, and this is my point. The best-selling novel for women was BDSM erotica, porn for women, and like. What's like the best-selling media for guys? GTA or like some video game or Fortnite?
Yeah.
Or like I guess Fortnite doesn't quite, you don't buy it, but you're buying into it. There's a new book going viral. It's not super new. It's a couple years old. That's got like 60,000 reviews, 5 stars. All women buy it. It is about a millennial woman with college debt who is desperate and about to lose and get evicted. So she goes to work on a glory hole farm for minotaurs where she's a hooker for gigantic bulls. Human anthropomorphized bulls. And there was this one excerpt that I hope is not real. But it was like I saw this go viral on X. One of the scenes in the book is the woman is on a dinner date with one of the bulls who she milks in milking sessions. And they order dinner. And when the bill comes, the Minotaur grabs the check from her and then looks at her and says, listen, I know you're a strong woman and you have the money to pay your own half of this bill. But we're at different points in our careers, and I can easily afford to spoil you. And if I can, I will. To which she says, at that moment, if he wanted me to, I would have on the spot. That's what they're reading.
Oh, my God.
I'm looking at the cover right now.
You're looking at it.
The cover is crazy, dude.
They're reading this kind of stuff, and they're unwinding to like murder documentaries. It's like, women, is everything okay?
Ladies.
No,
Yeah,
nothing is okay.
What's going on?
Nothing is okay.
Meanwhile, Gen Z guys are like, I want to have a family.
Yeah, we're like we want a family. We're hopping on Fortnite with the squad. Meanwhile, what the ladies are up to? What's going on over there?
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.